So, hi everybody. Since I took the time to talk about softbox lights yesterday, I thought I'd keep the theme going for today and tomorrow about lighting and background. So, today we're talking about lighting. This is basically just general lighting tips. I am not a professional photographer and I by far am not the best photographer, but there are still things that we can do that are within our budget that are easy to use and can help us out. As we know, most of the time natural light is best if you have that option. Sometimes we may have other issues. It may be overcast. Wherever you're either filming or taking photos may not always have a lot of direct light. That's my issue throughout the day here in my bedroom and also in my studio. There may be other obstructions. Maybe it's a tree or it's a wall, or you live in an apartment and you live, in a shady side of a building. I don't know. These are just examples. But I thought I'd share some of these tips with you guys and hopefully you find them helpful. So let's get into it. I will be back. So natural light. As I said, usually natural light works best, but sometimes, as you can see, it just depends on the time of day. You may have more shadow. You may have other issues. You can also always adjust your photos as well. So it just kind of depends on what you're doing. So as I showed you in the previous photos, natural light usually does work best, but you do kind of have to make adjustments, of course. It will also depend, as you saw, where I was standing standing on the steps of my studio little workroom. I was half lit, so it really does depend on the time of day and your environment and all of that. But if you can do natural light, it usually is easier, but you can also adjust your photos as well. Like if you use Photoshop or any other type of photo editing software, you can do that to fix any issues. So for me, it just depends on what time of day it is and how bright it is as well. And then again, it will depend on your camera and other various settings. If you have a DSLR camera, if you have a mirrorless, if you're using your phone, if you're using a very old and beat up point and shoot camera like I have, or a little action cam. So it just varies also by your device. So desk lamps are always a great way to add extra light. We all have a desk lamp somewhere, and they're usually fairly inexpensive, and you can actually use them to either do directional light or kind of offset your lighting. So desk lamps are great. This is an older little desk lamp that I have, and I like it because it's just an interesting shape. So since it's slightly bowed, you can kind of adjust it to any way that you like. And I also like sometimes just to use these kind of to add a little extra light, either off to the side or just as you saw with those paintbrushes on top. And if you can find a desk lamp that has some type of an adjustable light mode, that's even better. So as you can see, this is the highest light mode, and that's off. So I've added an example of a desk lamp. Also gooseneck lamps, desk lamps work really good too, because then you can just kind of set it to where you actually want the light to project. But overall, this is something that isn't very expensive. You can find them anywhere from under $20 to about $30, depending on what kind. This one happens to be a rechargeable LED lamp. But even a general desk lamp, an inexpensive one, you can find them for really cheap. So I mean, they're really helpful. Just even if you just need a little extra light, nothing too overwhelming. I mean, it's not that bad. Floor lamps are another option for lighting. This was actually just one that I had lying around, and it just depends on what type of lamp you have. And this one has colored shades, so it may project the color onto whatever I'm trying to photograph. But I mean, other than that, it's a decent lamp. So again, floor lamps may vary depending on the type that you have. That one just happened to be kind of like an adjustable 5-light decorative floor lamp. I like it because it gives me extra lighting when I'm out in my studio, and basically it works well. It does project extra colored light onto the object, however, as you saw, because it does have colored shades. But I mean, if you have just a standard lamp, or if you have a floor lamp that has a little adjustable reading lamp, that would work as well. So I did again add a couple of examples of floor lamps that may help give you extra lighting. Overall, I mean, again, it depends on what you're doing. If you're going to take a video, you're going to take a photo, they're always helpful to have because you don't have to invest a lot of money in it. It's already something that you already own. So moving on. So softbox lights. Softbox lights are more expensive and they are considered a bit more for someone that's going to do a lot of photography. But I mean, if you have the price or if you have the money and you can afford it, they are very helpful. They offer a wide variety of different types as well. So as I mentioned, softbox lights are a bit more professional. They are more expensive. They do range in price depending on if you're purchasing one single light or a set. And quality also may vary depending from brand to brand. That particular one was the one I showed yesterday, which was a softbox light that I won, and that set is roughly about $90 to $91 depending on the time of day. That is US, so it may just depend on what you can afford and what you can't. So I do have some more suggestions and I will be right back really quick. So my final suggestions basically are simple. You can also use a ring light if you do have a space for one. They do have various sizes of ring lights. They have small ones that you can use like on a tabletop. They have ones that you can clip onto an end of a table, to large ones that are like 18 inches that take up a lot of space. So it just really depends. I think I've added a few of those in the description below, and I've added a lot of examples of lighting options in the description below. So it just kind of depends on what fits your needs and what exactly you're going to be using them for. If you're going to be using them for photography, if you're going to be using them for videos. So it just kind of varies from task to task. Some of the ones that I really like that I can, just carry around that don't take a lot of space for me are, you guessed it, a little desk lamp. I can carry this outside. I can go do what I need to do. I can use it in here. So it's just something that's simple, that's easy. I like that it's rechargeable. So for me, it's just, if I just need a little extra light, I like also that I can lay this on its side and still have light in different ways. The softbox lights are very useful as well. Again, they may take up more space just depending on your room that you have available for them, but it just depends on what your needs are. So I hope this was helpful and I'll see you guys later. Bye.